Hey everybody, welcome. So this is going to be one of our first videos, and we're just going to start talking about certain events that are happening nowadays. I want to get everybody thoughts and opinions on these events. So we're definitely going to have a chat section. My name is Mark. This is my lovely wife Tina.
Hello.
But we're on our way.
We're on our way to the casino,
Yep.
to Tachi.
And we thought we'd make a nice little vlog, talk about some certain topics that are kind of up and debatable at the moment. We're going to start talking about some of these deportations that are going on, and thoughts and opinions, the pros and cons of them. I know I have a certain view, my wife has a certain view.
It's a touchy subject because my parents are immigrants. But we're not talking about immigrants. A lot of people get that confused about deportation. And I think that a lot of people get touchy for no reason. Um, but for example, for myself, it doesn't bother me. Um, but it is a touchy subject still because my parents are immigrants. Um, and but it doesn't affect us because we're not criminals, we're not doing anything bad. And I think that's where people get confused. It's about people that are committing crimes, have a record, and things like that.
But even that, though, even like what she was talking about, her parents are being immigrants. They came here years ago, the right way through the system. They are documented. That is what we're talking about.
And they came here years ago, like 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
So they came here to work, as a lot of people do nowadays. However, I feel like people now take advantage of a lot of the system. As for back in the days, people were more hardworking. They did the right thing, follow the rules, follow the laws. As for nowadays, it doesn't happen that way.
Well, the laws are so easily overlooked. Um, with this current administration, they are putting those laws and regulations back in place. I get it. You know, people, families, people who are here, their visas are expired. There's a process for it. You have to get that renewed. If you're not getting it renewed because you're scared, you're just playing in that system. You're here technically illegally if you don't do that process. I understand, yes, you have families. People all have families.
Yeah, I have families that are still, um, you know, undocumented, but I'm not close to them, but I do have families, and I don't agree with it. Um, being here illegally, I think that you should do it the right way.
And that's all they're trying to do.
And that's all they're trying to do. And there's the population is getting so much, especially here in California, because we're from California. And that's the first place that they stop from Mexico when they come from Mexico. And I think that's why it's so majority of people are starting to move out, because it's already overpopulated in California.
Mm-hmm. So with that, it's not only California. Also, I know that there's other parts that are along the border of the U.S.-Mexico border.
Yeah.
But
they start here. I mean, California is the
majority
spot, especially in LA right now with all the riots going on. I think people should handle that a little different, in a more, better way than what they're doing right now.
Yeah. There's a certain way to protest.
Yeah,
everyone.
It's not right.
Voice your opinion. That is our God-given right here, being a U.S. citizen. Voice your opinion. That is your right. When you start breaking that right is when you start vandalizing,
but not
when you
not
start
destroying
breaking.
things and breaking
No,
and acting like like that.
no,
There's no need for all of that.
no.
There is a lot of injustice right now. A lot of people are getting picked up, and they're U.S. citizens. Like yesterday, there was a girl that I guess in L.A. She's a U.S. citizen, and they picked her up, but they don't show the whole video.
They never do.
They never do, but they did show her, of course, like her kind of kicking and screaming, and that's already when they had her already like taking her in, but we don't know what happened before that. I don't know if she was doing something. Supposedly she was heading to work, and she was walking, and I don't know that. We don't know that, but then they found out that she was a U.S. citizen, and she was of course her family members were scared, and there's a lot of injustice right now. I think there's a lot of also mixed feelings, but for the most part, I'm sure that's going to happen, accidents like that. It's not right, but they should be more careful as well as to who they're picking up.
I'm gonna let everybody know this right now. Also, everything that you see online, everything you see on the news,
It's not
everything that
true.
you see on YouTube, there's always a bigger picture. Just because you come onto a video where you see someone getting arrested and kicking and screaming,
Yeah,
what
there's
happened?
more to it.
What happened before that?
Yeah,
You never ever see whatever happened before that.
yeah.
Okay?
They just want to show you when it's happening, when they're
Exactly.
getting
You never
picked up
see
already.
why these agents, why these law enforcement officers, why they're picking up these people. And it's not because they're always going to be illegals. They're doing something prior to that. They're interfering with an investigation. They're causing a scene. They're doing something to maybe cause harm to an officer. Yeah, I'm going to let you know right now. Don't interfere. Don't hit anybody. Keep your hands to yourself.
Follow directions, because
if they're telling you get out of here, go
they're
somewhere else.
telling
They're
you-
telling you for your safety.
Yeah, no, they're telling you to, if the agents are telling you to do something, they should be doing it. I mean, if they tell you to stop, don't run, like they're gonna catch you
Yeah.
eventually.
What's the point even running?
Yeah, and causing a scene. I mean,
There's so many
you have all these
cameras.
people that are just causing a scene, and you're here illegally. Why are you running? I mean, I just don't get it. It's
if you're going to be deported, go back wherever they send you. Do it the right way and apply for a visa.
And now our
Okay?
president.
If you are being deported illegally and you are a U.S. citizen, then that's something different. Okay, that's a big no. That's a lawsuit. That's something else. Okay, that's way beyond what they're doing here.
And now our president is giving people chances, like farmers, people that work in farms, farm workers. I mean, and what was it like? Hotels and like hotel workers, and they're giving them a chance to work here, so that's good, you know. But some people make us Mexicans look bad.
Well, it's
a lot of people make us Mexicans look bad, and we're not all like that. We're not all like that. We are Mexican American. We were born here in the U.S., and we don't agree with this kind of with all this going on of this violence and
no, we're not.
Bad things happening. We don't agree with that
at all. Anything like that, no. There's ways to do stuff, and there's ways not to do stuff. Yeah, if you have a voice, you want to raise your voice, voice it. That's your right. You can do that. Protest. There is a way to protest. As far as everything else, I hear a lot of people saying this is stolen land, all this and that. Trust me, this is not stolen land. It was stolen from the beginning, and there's always someone here before you. Okay, get that out of your heads right now.
I mean, but I do want to point this out that, you know, California, Arizona, and all these other states were Mexico first. Yes, there's history.
Mm-hmm.
There's history, but that doesn't mean that you gotta, there's laws now that you gotta follow.
Yeah. And before it was Mexico, it was Native Americans.
Yeah.
So guess who Mexico stole it from? The
But
Native
Mexican
Americans.
didn't steal. I don't think they did. But
Yes.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Mexican American, Mexican Indian Wars. It's all history.
Some Indians are Mexicans.
Well, those Indians were Indians before Mexicans.
Wow.
Mexicans.
Says who?
Well, you gotta look at the
natives
history.
are Mexicans.
Are they?
Some, yeah.
Because how did Mexicans come about when the Spaniards arrived?
Mexicans have natives too.
Well, it's natives and they're still primary.
So,
But that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
What I'm talking about. Natives are Mexicans. There is some Mexicans that are natives as well.
There's always someone here though that were before others.
But it's always about power and who was here first, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about, following the law and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing the right thing, then you shouldn't be here.
Well, that's who they're deporting first.
Yeah.
People
so that's
who
fine.
are.
And if they're deporting criminals and people that have a history, then
trust me, guys. You guys, common sense here.
That should happen.
This is all common sense stuff. Okay, use your head. If you have a family member, if you have a friend or relative, if you've known someone for 5-6 years that they've been here, they're illegal, they have a criminal record, anything like that. Just think of it like this. They gotta go. They gotta do it the right way. Okay. If they have a extensive record, we don't want that here. We don't. I don't want my neighbor to be a sexual offender, anything like that. Anything like that. Murderer in another country. He comes and he's my neighbor. Think of it like that.
And every culture has their bad apples. I mean, stop blaming shit on Mexicans as well, because I'm tired of that shit. You guys need to stop blaming one culture. Everybody. But our subject today is about deportations and
it's not only Mexicans being deported.
No, it's other countries too.
It's like everyone.
El Salvador. Yeah. Guatemala. What? How do you say it?
Guatemalans. Guatemala.
And just a bunch of other ones. What about Russians and
there is
and other Indians and like different cultures, like different races.
It is, and it's everyone like that.
Everyone, but they're just focusing on Mexicans. And
it's not. They're not only focusing on
Mexicans. It sounds like it.
Well, that's what the news.
It sounds like it.
That's what we're coming to here. Is you cannot believe everything on the news. Okay, everything on the news is, they're only getting Mexicans and they're sending them back. And no, it's not only Mexicans. It's anybody who is here illegally and has a record. That's who they're going after. It's not just Mexicans. Okay, it's not.
It's not, but people make it seem like it is.
Yeah, and those people are the ones that don't need to be on here. Those are the people that you don't need to be listening to. They're the ones stirring the pot. Okay, yeah. I don't know who's paying them to do that. If this is something that someone's having them do, stirring up the pot, stop it. This is the 21st century. You have a mind. View your opinion, the pros and cons of things. You know right from wrong. Use your head here. Okay? If you're in it, just a follower, you just want to cause problems, you're the ones doing this.
And you're making everybody else look bad.
Yeah, stop it.
So, and everybody else needs to know that it's not everybody. We're not all like that.
Yeah. So, definitely reach out. Leave a chat, let us know your thoughts, opinions on this topic. I know it's a real big thing right now.
And they also, one last thing before we go, we're halfway there to the casino, but I just wanted to throw this out there. They're also talking about, I don't know if you heard last night, about women that are not going to be able to have, well, they're not able to have babies, and U.S. citizen babies. They're not going to be U.S. citizen babies no more.
Uh-huh.
So if they get pregnant, they're gonna be, be deported. They're not gonna be U.S. citizen babies anymore. That law just, I think it already passed. Donald Trump, he just said it last night. I don't know if you heard it.
I did.
Yeah. You know how women are having babies here in the U.S. They're not going to be able to do that no more. They're not going to be U.S. citizen babies anymore. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, situations like that, I think they should give the parent a chance to get a visa. They do have a U.S. citizen baby, so I think the parents should actually be entitled more to a visa to apply for one for citizenship.
Yeah, but they weren't going to be able to get the benefits that they were getting before.
No, and I don't think that is true. I think anybody who's getting the benefits is American citizens.
Yeah, so that's why Donald Trump is stopping that. They're not. If you have a baby here and you're illegal, you're not gonna get benefits.
Yeah,
they're not gonna be U.S. citizen.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't agree on that one.
I do.
I think
because we're getting overpopulated, and that's the whole point of this law. That it's women keep having babies
just because they think it's going to help them.
Yeah, because they want to. I'm sorry, but they're on welfare, and they want to
live off of welfare. They want
to live off of welfare, and they want to just not work and keep on having babies, keep on getting checks. And I'm sorry, you see these women out at the stores buying all kinds of shit, all kinds of things, and
that's true.
And true. I'm over here like buying 2 little things, and they're over there buying all kinds of things, and they have like 5, 6 kids because they're getting paid. And so that's what Donald Trump is trying to stop. He's trying to stop from, this thing going on.
Well, he's trying to put us back on track.
Yeah, which I do agree on that one. That's a big one.
It's a slow process.
That's a big one, and I do agree with that one. And I'm happy he actually did that one, because I think that's going to help with the overpopulation. It's going to help us out. People are going to, eventually it's not going to be, so bad. Yeah. And there's going to be more opportunities for us that are already here, and yeah, so I do agree with that one. And I don't know if it's going to change, but for now, that's what's going to happen. And
well, I'm sure we're still going to see changes.
We're going to see a lot of changes
happening
for a while.
And it's all going to be based on the economy, what's happening. There's so many changes happening right now, and it's not just one topic. We're going to be back here. We're going to be talking about other things as well, things that are affecting everyone, cost of living, new laws and regulations, new things that are happening in the world, guys. So just be prepared. You're going to see us here once in a while.
And we're almost halfway there, so
we're going to end it here.
We're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching.
Everybody, be safe.
Be safe, stay out of trouble.
Yes. If you guys have any thoughts and opinions, put them down in chat. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.